San Francisco State University invited a convicted terrorist to teach its students. Let that sink in. An American state university, a public university, invited a convicted terrorist to teach students. This is Avi Abelo for today's Pulse of Israel, bringing you a proud, authentic Jewish voice from Israel with the truth about Israel, the Jewish people, and freedom-loving people all over the world. If you enjoy the video work I do and believe that my voice is important to be seen and heard, please visit www.pulseofisrael.com to support our work. Otherwise, the best thing you can do is like, share, subscribe, and help make sure this video gets seen. Now, Leila Khalid is a racist, Jew-hater, extremist, and a convicted terrorist. She was involved in an airplane hijacking by the PFLP terror group on September 6, 1970. She threw grenades with the intent to kill the passengers on the plane. Thankfully, they were stopped and the hijackers were arrested, including Khalid. Yet, Khalid hardly sat in jail, since Britain released her only days later in exchange for freeing other hostages taken hostage from an additional PFLP airplane hijacking done to secure Khalid's freedom. Still 50 years later, and Leila Khalid has still not issued any public remorse for her terrorist past. Yet, San Francisco State University invited Leila Khalid to speak to students via Zoom at an online event titled Gender, Justice, and Resistance. Apparently, San Francisco State University is treating her as a symbol of justice and resistance when she is actually a symbol of terrorism and death. Many people and organizations contacted San Francisco State University requesting the university to withdraw the invitation to Khalid, but San Francisco State University rejected all the requests. The university's president, Lynn Mahoney, defended the decision, saying, "Rather than stifle speech, we must encourage robust questioning and dissent and ensure that our students and faculty are free from retaliation or censorship for doing so," end quote. Ironically, back in 2017, this same San Francisco State University canceled Jerusalem Mayor Nir Barkat's appearance on their campus. Two-faced, you might say? Since the university wouldn't cancel this despicable event, the Lawfare Project and End Jew Hatred movement instead organized a public protest against Zoom for allowing a terrorist to use the platform. Thankfully, their campaign succeeded, with Zoom informing them of its decision to deny the use of its Zoom service for the university webinar featuring terrorist Leila Khalid. While it is great that Zoom canceled the event, it is still extremely troubling that a United States university organized an event with a convicted terrorist and wouldn't cancel it. Colorado Congressman Doug Lamborn tweeted a letter that he sent to Education Secretary Betsy DeVos raising alarm at San Francisco State University's hosting of known terrorist Leila Khalid for the virtual lecture to the university students. As part of his letter to Education Secretary DeVos, Lamborn wrote, quote, "As lead sponsor of the Taylor Force Act, I am deeply troubled that federal dollars may be used to subsidize an event that props up a Palestinian terrorist like Mrs. Khalid and provides an academic platform to spread her toxic ideology, providing a digital forum and platform for an admitted member of a terrorist organization who has unrepentantly committed terrorist acts is not speech or academic inquiry. Rather, it is aiding the dissemination of terrorist propaganda and materially supporting terrorism. Leila Khalid is unwelcome in the European Union, unwelcome in the United States, and she should be unwelcome in Nancy Pelosi's San Francisco as well," end quote from Congressman Lamborn. When will Americans wake up and realize that many United States universities are being used to radicalize and brainwash their children instead of educating them?
Pulse of Israel, frontline videos from the Holy Land. Support our work by donating today.